Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hello, cool gamer. Charlie Manson. Oops. Oopsie. All right, I doubt I'm gonna get a lot of people in here because it's early. I guess not really early, and I'm doing something that a lot of people aren't really interested in. That's all fair and well, but I had this live set up. I've got some things to do here in a minute, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I might wait for a minute, see if anybody else wants to come in here. No, it's not drama, guys. I'm sorry to disappoint. I don't know if anybody else is live either. Yep. Yep. Okay. Hey, Jane. Hey, Russell. I'm just going to wait a minute just in case people actually want to come in. Oh, hi. 180. Do. Okay, why we wait for probably no one else to come, and I'm sorry if it sounds like I have to whisper. I'm in the house and it echoes super bad, so I feel like I'm being loud. All right, I'm gonna start with. Let me go get it. We're gonna start with a timeline. Okay, pause it. Oopsie. I think I'm on the wrong stream yard. Anyways, all right, here we go.
Changing road trip.
I'm gonna speed it up a little bit so I don't get in trouble. Mm,
July 2nd, 2020. Exactly 1 year before a life-changing road trip would begin, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie announced their engagement online. On Instagram.
Now that you said that, Charlie Manson, yes, I have. I have a whole room dedicated to Gabby. Her case was one that stuck with me and will always stick with me. And people seem to want to call me a tragedy pimp. But no, it's not what this is about. It's just about Gabby and getting justice for Gabby, right?
A picture of their first date. Gabby writing, Brian asked me to marry him, and I said yes. 1 day later, Brian posting, till death do us part. I'm so happy. The answer was yes. Then there was the van, the 22-year-old and 23-year-old purchasing a vehicle to take them across country, a white 2012 Ford Transit van. New van means new adventures. And it would all begin on July 2nd, 2021, from the hamlet of Blue Point in Suffolk County on Long Island, where Gabby and Brian were visiting her parents, celebrating her brother's high school graduation. July 4th, on the road in their new home, outfitted for camping and cooking, the couple snapped photos at Monument Rocks in Scott City, Kansas. Then to Colorado. 2 nights at the campsites at the Great Sand Dunes.
Ash, I think the justice would be okay. So Gabby's parents have filed a lawsuit against the Laundry family. Um, so not Brian. Okay, when the Notebook came out, there was also some information leaked. Hold on, my internet is so shitty here. Let me see if it's gonna die on me. If you can't hear me, put a one in the chat. If not, I'm just gonna keep talking. Anyhow, so there's information like that. There's also some letters that his mother wrote. And there's something there if a judge approved it to, I think they're going to have a trial or something. I need to refresh myself on all that because I haven't really been following that part too much, just the stuff in the details that go with it. So I think the justice would be for someone to be held responsible, ultimately being his parents, because people believe that they knew Gabby was dead. Because, well, let's just finish the timeline and I'll explain. Hi, Miss Liverbird.
National Park and Reserve with sand surfing. Next up, Utah. After leaving Colorado and getting stuck in a dust storm, the couple spent 3 nights in Zion National Park, hiking and pitching a picture-perfect campsite. From Zion to Cedar Breaks National Monument to Bryce Canyon National Park. The couple taking pictures and videos near the edge of the cliffs.
I love the band.
A few days later, Gabby posting photos from Mystic Hot Springs. Then hiking barefoot through Canyonlands National Park. After that, 12 days go by with no posts. Thursday, August 12th, Gabby posts photos from a trip just days before, a hike around the Delicate Arch at Arches National Park. Gabby noting she waited in a short line for someone to take their photo. Later, camping in Devil's Garden. But August 12th, things would take a turn.
Currently doing 45 miles an hour. Zone through here is 25. Oh! Subject says to hit the curb.
Officers called to reports of a disorderly conduct encounter Gabby and Brian in Moab City, Utah.
What's your guys' names? Gabby Brian, okay.
Brian tells police Gabby got frustrated because she was trying to start a blog. She had been working on it for hours. He says they got into a fight when he got in the van with dirty feet.
You just worked up.
Did any new discovery come out? Didn't Brian's parents testify or take a deposition? Not that I'm aware of. There's been no deposition or testimony. I think that will come when the trial comes. The notebook is infuriating, Ash, and I'm going to tell you my opinion on that notebook because I think here I'll explain it in a minute. The importance of the timeline is very important to me. Hey, Alex, because this says that they were pulled over on the 12th. After they were pulled over, they were forced, the cops decided to separate them. He went to a hotel. She went with the van, and it is alleged, or he said, or it was said that Brian flew back to Florida to clear out a storage unit. So I want to know when they met back up. After all this, they were separated for a couple of days. I think I don't know, but I would like to know when they met back up.
If you're trying to get going, get a day going, because you want to go hike arches and stuff.
Gabby explains to officers she has anxiety and OCD.
Some days I have really bad OCD.
Brian is determined to be the victim and pleads with officers to not press charges.
I'm fine. I look at it. I hope she doesn't have too many complaints about me.
Police ask the two to separate for the night. They take Brian to a hotel and give Gabby the keys to the van. The next day, Brian posts photos tagged in Arches National Park and then in Moab. A week after the altercation, Gabby posts, but it's unclear where the couple is in terms of location. She also posts her first and only YouTube video for her blog. It appears to chronicle the couple's relationship and travels. On August 25th, Gabby posts her last Instagram post, writing, "Happy Halloween," posing with a pumpkin in front of a mural outside the Monarch, a venue in Ogden, Utah, north of Salt Lake City. And then there's this. Jen Bethune says this video was taken in Teton County on 27th August around 6.
Okay. So the van was spotted on the 27th. In a minute, I'm going to show the new footage that was released from the grocery store that they stopped at the same day. So they left from the grocery store, from the Whole Foods, and obviously came here. And I think this is the night that he killed her. Did y'all see that new video of them just... Yes, I'm going to play... That's what this live is actually about, Ash. But I thought I would show the timeline and the notebook and a couple of things along with the new footage. And my internet is absolutely shit here. So I hope you guys are able to hear me. Were they at a... No, they were at a Whole Foods right up the street from my house. And, oh, interesting, sweet crazy.
6 p.m. And it
This
shows a van that
timeline
looks
leaves
identical
out
to
a
Gabby's
lot
place.
of details.
Police have not confirmed it is hers. 2 days later, on the 29th of August.
My boyfriend and I picked up
And
A pickup hiker for Bay south of Grand Junction.
he approached asking us for a ride because he needed to Jackson. We were going to that night.
5:30. After social media videos, she now identifies as
I was going to help supply him.
on August. Gabby's a text from her daughter, but believes she didn't send it.
I just believe she's in danger because she's not in touch with us, and she could be alone somewhere. She could be stranded somewhere in the wilderness, and she needs help.
2 days and more than 2,300 miles later, on September 1st, police say Brian arrives in Northport, Florida, with the van, but without Gabby. She's reported missing by her parents on Long Island on September 11th. That same day, the van is processed for evidence at the home the two shared with Brian's parents. Brian does not talk to the police or to the FBI. Then on September 15th, Brian is named a person of interest in the case. The police chief of Northport pleading with the Laundrie family to speak to them. At the time, they do not realize it, but Brian is not at home. The next day,
2 people went on a trip, 1 person returned, and that person that returned isn't providing us any information.
police and Gabby's family begging for the Laundrie family to speak up.
We beg you to tell us. As a parent, how could you let us go through this pain?
The Tito family even pens a heartfelt letter to Brian's parents.
As a parent, how could you
Now,
put Gabby?
Ash, you asked where justice is right here. How these parents knew full and well that their son was here and Gabby was not. And what did they do for the Petito family? Nothing. Blocked them from their phone, cut them off, no communication. Why would they do such a thing? I don't know. Maybe because they knew more than they let on. All right, so that's pretty much that. Trying to think what I want to play first. I'm gonna go ahead and play the footage from the Whole Foods. I'm gonna play the one that I edited. I edited it quickly, and because I wanted to zoom in on certain things, so just bear with my edit here. Hold on. Yeah, Charlie. I don't know. This is the first case that really grabbed my attention and still has my attention since the Watts case. All right, here we go. Let me full screen it. There's no sound, by the way, if you can't tell. Hold on. Let's see if I can. So they sit in the car for quite some time before getting out. Here, he's getting out now. All right, watch him slam the door. Now, I'm not trying to down or put down Gray Hughes, but I noticed he covered this footage and I wanted to hear his opinion on it. And I wasn't impressed, Gray Hughes, at all. You didn't look at this and analyze it. You already had your mind made up and nobody was going to change your mind. He insisted that Brian did not slam that door and everybody was, yeah, he's mad. You know what it looks like when someone is mad and slams their door? That's exactly what it looks like. He was pissed for what? Oh, okay. I don't want to leave this out. Okay, so here's another part of the timeline. Before they went to the Whole Foods, they went to a restaurant called the Merry Piglets. While they were at that restaurant, they caused a scene. There's no footage of it, but apparently Brian wouldn't pay the bill. Hold on, my internet's being shitty again. Let me make sure it doesn't boot me. I'm going to just keep talking. But at the Merry Piglets, they caused a scene. Wouldn't pay the bill. Gabby was crying. Gabby had to go back inside the restaurant. They both went back inside multiple times. Gabby was in there, apologizing for whatever it was that had Brian so angry and upset at this restaurant. After the restaurant, they went here to the Whole Foods. So he's obviously still pissed. And I am no body language expert by any means, not at all. But I am going to give my opinion on what I think is happening here. Okay, so he slammed the door, and I think he also was looking for his hat because after this, he goes to the back of the van to get his hat. This is purely speculation, okay? Why wouldn't he pay? Do we know? No, I can find the clip of the people that saw it go down, and I can play that if you want me to. Um, so again, this is pure speculation. And I'm also basing this off of the footage from when they were pulled over by the police. Um, I feel like Gabby was kind of the type of girl, and I think as women or girls, whatever, we've all done this. I know I have. When your partner or whatever is angry, and you just want them, you know, to not be angry, so you're almost overbearing, like, trying to calm them down. What's wrong? What's wrong? What can I do? Why are you upset? I don't think she wants to leave his side because she's trying to diffuse whatever it is that has him so upset. And I'm just going to say this. I've wondered, since this has been put out, as we watch it, you can see more of like their body language and stuff inside of the store. But a part of me, let's say that this was a domestic violence situation. Their relationship had these instances of him being violent or aggressive or angry. Maybe he put her hands on her a time or two. I don't know. But what if because she was murdered after this, what if she knew something was not right? Something bad was going to happen, maybe not murder, and she was trying to buy time. Because when they go in this Whole Foods, I think it was said that they bought 2 items. And then you have to remember, they just left a restaurant. Their bellies full. So, it just makes me wonder because in the footage here, you'll see in just a minute, maybe no, how would she cheat on him? They had been on a road trip. It is very sad. So when they're in the store, she's kind of, oh, thank you, more than enough. Oh, you're so sweet. I appreciate that. Thank you. You're so sweet. When they're in the store, it seems like she's just wandering around. They're just wandering the store. They're not really looking for anything that they must have to go and camp. They're not buying supplies. I think they got coffee and something else. I can't remember what the other one was. She can cheat on a road trip. Danny Jean, I don't see how that's possible. Pause this again and wait for my internet to. She wanted to break a break and he snapped. That's what I think, 180. They had just come from a hostile situation at the Mary Piglet's restaurant. And I think she was trying to buy time in some way by coming here. Right. Okay, my internet's back. Okay. Hold on. Let me pull my stream up. Okay. Now, again, I am absolutely in no way, shape, or form. Right. It's not Warrior Grandma, you're right. A body language expert. Okay. Not at all. I'm going to keep saying that and put the disclaimer out there. But to me, with her arms folded, she just looks sad and like she's guarding herself, even if it's subconsciously. What are you talking about? I don't know what that was, Ash. Hold on. Has it been said how much money she had saved up for this trip? I've always wondered if they ran out of money and thought the YouTube channel. I don't think so, Cheyenne. From what I know off the top of my head, when he was on his way back to Florida, he stopped at an ATM and used her card and pulled out either $1,000 or $2,000. Yeah, they had plenty of money. I don't know if he did. Because I also wondered that as well, watching this footage was like, is he upset at her because they can't afford to buy what they're wanting from the store? But then, and I heard it said that when they were at the Mary Piglet before this, they didn't pay the bill. So why would he do that? Oh, I don't know, Ash. I don't know. Exactly, warrior grandma. Okay, so here's them exiting the car. I mean, sorry, the store. And they go in the van, obviously. Give you a play by play. Well, I guess I didn't. I need to go back and clip it. Uh, oh, wait. No, it says right here. The couple pulls out of the parking lot onto. Yeah, never mind. I thought that said they sit in there for quite some time. Hold on. Did I get that part? Okay, so I don't have that part, but they sit in the parking lot for like 23 minutes, you said? Mm-hmm. Her dad has to send them pizza. Why did he have to do that? That's a good question. It's a really good question. Good morning, Willow. So I said this earlier, maybe now that there's more people in here. Does anyone know? Okay, after they were separated by the cops and he went to a hotel and she was told to take the van, when did they meet back up after that? Oh, hope all is well with you as well, Willow. When did they meet up after that? Did he come home to Florida like they said to empty out a storage unit? Me too, Warrior Grandma. Me. Oh, my stupid internet. All right. Now we're in the grocery store, in the Whole Foods. See, they're just kind of wandering. And I think, okay, so Abby has two bags with her. I'm guessing one of them is a purse, and the other one is a reusable type of, grocery bag. How some people don't use paper or plastic, whatever. They use their own bags. I think that's what that larger bag was for. But if you notice, they're just wandering a lot. Now, see, this is weird to me here. He doesn't follow her right away. He stands there and he's like, I don't know. I just think it's weird right here. Oh, oh, what do I do? What do I do? Do I go this way? Oh, okay. I guess I'll go this way. Nope, I'll go this way. Whole Foods happens always in recycled bag. Yeah, but she brought it from out of her van. Hey, J Mac. Good to see you, bud. Why is it every single time I click in here? There's stop it! Oh my god. They didn't. They bought two items. I think one of them was coffee, and I can't remember what the other one had. And some people had said that it was weird that he was like following her throughout the store, which he actually doesn't do. They split off at some point and meet back up. But when you're with someone, you usually stay with them in the store. So I don't find it weird that he's following her or closely behind her. What up, Jerome? You never came up the other night. I wouldn't call this true crime. This is called Starlight's opinion on Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. What do you do, George? Oh, and Gray Hughes did point this out. I didn't realize Brian is also wearing sunglasses in the store. It's kind of weird. Like a duck, he does waddle like a duck. And see, they're staring at the food in that thing. Why? I don't know. I don't get it. And see, okay, so she's obviously okay. So she lets out a big old yawn right there. To me, that means she's not in any kind of worried state at that moment. I don't know. Who am I? I'm no expert in any of this shit. Okay. So now I think those candles. I'm pretty sure that's like candles in soap. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Looks like candles to me. No, he doesn't, sweet crazy. I think it's just because he's weird. I do too, Charlie. Instacart for life. Maybe, see, she stuck it in that bag. Maybe she bought her some soap. I don't know. Now, see, she's just like wandering around. I thought this part was interesting. She's obviously looking to see where he's at, in my opinion. Where did he go? It is really sad, Samara, especially because she probably died right after she died this same night, in my opinion. Red, White, and Bethune, I hope I said that right, saw their van parked this same day at 6 o'clock, I think, 6 p.m. And I think this is about 2 or 3 o'clock when they're at the store. Okay. So that's that. I'm going to read you guys' comments. Hey, Wild. Pickle, pickle. Said seeing this knowing she's gone. Oh, Baby Bill. Those are my favorite. Yeah, the way he slammed that door. Hold on, let's. And like I said, the Mary Piglets is a key part of the timeline here. I either need to make my own timeline or find one that's accurate. Um, like detailed. I want a detailed timeline. Let's watch the door get. Oh, I didn't share my screen. And then I'm gonna play the Notebook again and give you my opinion on my interpretation of the Notebook. And then after that, I got errands to run. Okay, here's the door thing. Yeah, I would call that an angry door slam. I don't think he was very happy in that moment. Willow, I cannot believe you have a pig in your house. And a dog. And a pig. Oh, before I do that, hold on. There was one more thing I wanted. Okay. So that was the 27th, right? And the 27th is also when Red, White, and Bethune, um, hold on, saw the van that later night. Same night as the Whole Foods. All right, let me play this just real quick. That's not it. This one is. All right.
In Wyoming's Spread Creek dispersed camping area. Authorities believe she died sometime between August 27th and 30th.
Oh, this is mine. Oops. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so this is a video I made like months ago. So please excuse the editing. I think I did this when I was in Colorado.
Saw a video by Miranda Baker, who claims she and her boyfriend picked laundry up on August 29th.
Okay, 27th. Okay. Video of Petito's van was taken by blogger Jen Bethune around 6:30 p.m. at the Creek campground. Witnesses say they saw a commotion with the couple at Mary Piglet's Tex-Mex. Oh, you're right, Charlie. It is a Mexican restaurant in Jackson, Wyoming. Crazy how they don't include the footage from Whole Foods because what I understand and what I heard was that they've had this footage for a while.
When he was hitchhiking and
Okay, and then this is what okay, here's one of the big questions I have with this case. Go the 27th, the 29th. If he killed her on the 27th or even the 28th, where and why did he hitchhike all the way to where this girl picked him up? Hold on.
5:30 p.m. Baker said that Laundrie freaked out when she told him that they were headed to Jackson and that he demanded to be let out of their vehicle immediately. Laundrie returned to Florida alone on September 1st in the van.
So this is where Brian Laundrie was picked up while he was hitchhiking on the 29th and taken on a drive, which would have been down to Jackson Lake Dam.
Hi, my name is Miranda Baker, and on August 29th, my boyfriend and I picked up Brian at Grand Teton National Park at 5:30 at night at Coulter Bay.
This is at the park, or at the pickup location, and we were taking a shower. We then walked across, and our car was parked on the left side of the picture, and he talked to us like right in the middle, and he was like not frantic, and he was very nice, very polite to us.
He approached us asking us for a ride because he needed to go to Jackson, which we were going to Jackson that night. So I said, hop in. He hops in the back of my Jeep.
Well, before he got in the car, he said I wanted to go to Jackson. So this...
Okay, I don't think I included this in here, but I guess I'll just repeat myself. Okay, so where she was showing a minute ago, right here. If you Google Earth this, okay, there's a laundromat over here, and behind the laundromat is the showers that she said that her and her boyfriend were at. She also goes on to say that when she picked up Brian, who said he had been hitchhiking for literally miles, he was incredibly clean. So I'm wondering if he went up and took a shower before, talking to these people, and that's why he was clean. I don't know.
He approached us asking us for a ride because he needed to go to Jackson, which we were going to Jackson that night. So I said, hop in. He hops in the back of my Jeep.
Well, before he got in the car, he said I wanted to go to Jackson. So this is Jackson. Like right there, you can see it says Jackson. So this is a map of Grand Teton National Park. And we picked him up. You can see here, Coulter Bay right there. It's like pretty north of the park. But you think any good hiker would know south and north. We were going south out of the park when he said he was camping north. And he said he was hiking along Snake River, which is up here, and it kind of like goes down a little bit. And he said he was gone for multiple days, which you think if you're going camping for days on end, you'd want food and a tent, and he had none of that. And he had left his fiance, never called her by her name, back at their campsite, camping basically out in the middle of nowhere along Snake River.
Sorry, I was muted. That's a lie right there that he told her. They were not camping along Snake River. They were in Spread Creek.
And he was gone for multiple days without her, and he was sleeping on a tarp, which he said they camped in a dispersed campsite, so it's not a regulated campsite.
So when we picked him up, he was wearing a backpack. He had a long sleeve pants, hiking boots, and he had like scruff. But he didn't look dirty. For someone who was camping for multiple days, like he didn't look dirty. He didn't smell dirty.
He was very nice during the trip, very calm. We were making small talk.
Then once like in conversation, I brought up, yep, like we're going to Jackson. He freaked out.
He was agitated when I said Jackson Hole, okay?
To clarify a few things that people are confused on still. When he asked to ride, he has to go to Jackson, which if you're familiar with this area, a lot of people call Jackson Hole Jackson.
So we were going south to Jackson. There's no other place in the Tetons called Jackson.
He's like, nope, I need to get out right now. Like pull over.
He then said, I'm going to get out. I'm going to hitchhike, find a different ride. Why he became agitated, I don't know. He just was very set on getting out of the car, which is why we pulled out by the dam.
We dropped him off at 6:09 p.m. on August 29th.
Because he freaked out when I said Jackson Hole. Even though Jackson and Jackson Hole are the same thing, it's the same town. He said we needed to pull over.
We pulled over at the Jackson Dam.
At the dam, we dropped him off at this little turn. We dropped him off at the turnout. This is going south. Oh, and he said he was going to walk across the street to the parking lot, which was full of people, to continue hitchhiking.
he kind of like hurried out of the car, and then he's like, okay, I'm just gonna go find someone else to, hitchhike. And we're like, okay.
And that's why he got out. I don't know why he wanted to get out so bad. I don't know what other place he wanted to go to, because there's only one Jackson.
And I'm just really hoping that they find her, and this helps someone.
Laundrie returned to Florida alone on September 1st in the van.
Okay. Also, after he got out of their car and walked over to that parking lot, somebody did pick him up and drive him back to close to Spread Creek. And then he got out and walked the rest of the way. So what the fuck was he doing? Let's see, the 27th, 28th, 20, so 2 or 3 days? Hiking? Because he easily left the van. He didn't drive the van anywhere in between those. I don't know. He was coming back from Florida on the 29th. What? There's no way. Because was the video I just did on the 29th? Was that the 29th? 29th, the day that Wisconsin. Yeah, that's the 29th is the day that they picked him up. My best friend got married in the park. It's really beautiful down there. I'm jealous that you're so close. Okay. Oh, thank you, Doodle. You like that? You like it? All right. We're gonna read the Notebook again, and I'm gonna give you my take on it, my gut feeling. Before being great, to me something that everybody's. Yeah, it's hard to find normal people anymore, right, Charlie? So, okay, let's say that he was telling the truth. He, now we know, murdered Gabby and then decided to hitchhike all the way to Jackson Hole campground, to the campground. I've Google Earthed it. I've looked at how long that hike is. And like the said, there's no way he could have done that without equipment. A tent. He said he was sleeping on a tarp. So maybe he trashed all that stuff. I don't know. I just don't understand the hike. Like, why not just get a van and go back home like he ended up doing anyways? Why did you have to hitchhike? Did he want to be seen? I don't know. That's what they said. Okay, so when they were when they were pulled over, on was it on the 12th they were pulled over? So between the 12th and what we know to be the 27th, and she had sent that last text to her. No, that was on the 30th, and they think it was him that sent the text. That's another question. I'm going to write down all my questions that I have for this whole case, this whole ordeal, because they said that he flew home to clear out a storage shed and then back. I think he wanted to be seen, but I think so too. That's the only thing I can think of. Is that he wanted to be seen. I think it's because he was trying to figure out what. Yeah, that's yeah. All right, y'all ready? We're gonna listen to the Notebook.
Really hard to read, like this middle part here.
Oh,
I'm gonna
let me
try to
slow
get
it
through
down.
some of
Hold
it,
on.
and
Let me slow it down.
I just have to say, you guys can try to figure it out for yourselves. But it says, Gabby, I wish I was right at your side. I wish I could be talking to you right now. I'd be going through every morning we made, getting even more exotic for the future. But
I think he said exotic. I think he said excited. I just picked. I just wanted to find someone who could just read the damn Notebook and it's actually harder than you think to find someone who can just read straight through it.
Last put, I can't even read this. Future, I can't without you. I can't be without you. I'm lost every day we could have spent together. Every holiday, I'll never get to play with Catherine again. Never go hiking with TJ, I think it says. I loved you more than anything. I can't bear to look at our photos to recall great times because it is why I cannot go on. When I close my eyes, I will think of laying on the roof of the van, falling asleep to the stars. Can I read that? Together, something at the Crystal Geyser. I will always love you. This is page 2, and this is easier to read. It says, if you were reading Gab's journal, looking at photos from our life together, flipping through old cards, you wouldn't want to live a day without her. Knowing that every day you'll wake up without her, you wouldn't want to wake up. I'm sorry to everyone this will affect. Gabby was the love of my life. This sentence here, I can't make it out. Maybe you guys can comment down below. This is page 2. It says, but I know something.
But I know shared by many is what I read. I don't know.
By many. I'm so very sorry to her family because I love them. I console her younger siblings, my best of friends. I'm sorry to my family. This is a shock to them as well. A terrible grief. So we're on to page 3 now. And page 3 is like really interesting. It's his story of claiming about when she was crossed, something happened to get.
Charlie, they found his notebook in what they called a dry bag. Because if you remember, they found his body after I don't want to call it a creek or a lake. What would you call that? A marsh? I don't know. Whatever. A body of water. And that's where his dry bag was and his some other stuff too.
Get to the
Those were
creek
tears,
and you
I
hear her
doubt it.
scream. It's odd. And so bear with me while I try to read this for you guys, okay? It says, they loved as much, if not more, than me, a new daughter to my mother, an aunt to my nephew. Please do not make this harder for them. This occurred as an unexpected tragedy, rushing back to our car, trying to cross the streams of Spread Creek before it got too dark to see, too cold. I hear a splash and a scream. I could hardly see. I couldn't find her for a moment. Shouted her name. I found her breathing. I'm not sure what this says.
Heavily.
Harshly, or maybe you guys can comment down below.
Heavily.
Gasping and then it's like smudged out something cold.
My
Can't really see the
name,
rest.
she was
The
freezing
bleeding,
and
I think it says, or the something hot national parks. This is page 4, and it kind of continues with the story. It says in Utah, so he's talking about where they were at. The temperatures had dropped to freezing, and she was soaking wet. I carried her as far as I could down the stream towards the car, stumbling, exhausted, in shock when it's like crossed out blank. And I knew I couldn't safely carry her. I started a fire and spooned her as close to the heat. She was so thin, had already been freezing too long. I couldn't at the time realize that I should have started a fire first, but I wanted her out of the cold, back to the car from where I started the fire. I had no idea how far the car might be, only knew it was across the creek. When I pulled Gabby out of the water, she couldn't tell me what hurt. She had a small bruise on her forehead that eventually.
Wait, Warrior Grandma, did it say that? We had just come from. So, yeah, it is bullshit. What did it say, Warrior Grandma? Now I want to rewind it. We had just come from. No, he wanted to protect her after. Oh, just wait. I'm going to give you all my opinion on all this. I'm just going to let him finish.
Eventually, it got larger. Her feet hurt. Her wrist hurt. But she was freezing, shaking violently while carrying her. She continually made sounds of pain. Laying next to her, she said little, lapsing between violent shakes, gasping in pain, begging for an end to her pain, she would fall asleep and I would shake her awake, fearing she shouldn't close her eyes in case if she had a concussion. This is page 6, which we read as page 8 on the other video because Fox, I don't know, it said it was page 8, but on Brian Enton's post, this is page 6, and it says she would wake in pain, start her whole painful cycle again. While furious that I was the one waking her, she wouldn't let me try to cross maybe the creek, thought like that the fire would go out in her sleep and she'd freeze. I don't know the extent of Gabby's injuries, only that she was in extreme pain. I ended her life. I thought it was merciful. That is what she wanted, but I see now all the mistakes I made. I panicked, I think that says. I was in shock, but from the moment I decided to take away her pain, I knew I wouldn't go on without her. This is page 7. There's a few that I couldn't really read or understand, but you get the gist of it. You can comment down below too if there's a word that you want to plug in. I rushed home to spend my time I had left with my family. I wanted to drive north and let James, or I'm not sure what that says, kill me, but I wouldn't
TJ.
want them to spend time in jail over my mistake, even though I'm sure they would have. I'm not sure what that says. I'm ending my
I'm sure they would have liked to something.
life, not because of fear of punishment, but rather because I cannot stand to live another day without her. I've lost our whole future together. Every moment we could have. I'm not sure what that says
Exactly.
there either.
Spooky
I'm sorry
ghoul.
for everyone's loss. Please do not make life harder for my family. They lost a son and a daughter, the most beautiful girl on the earth. Gabby, I'm sorry. And finally, to the last page, it says, and this is page 8, I have killed myself by this creek in the hopes that animals may tear me apart, that it may make some of her family happy. Please pick up all of my things. Gabby hated people who litter.
Okay. So let me tell you my um theory here. What I think, what my gut tells me about all this. So what I think happened is that drive for help. Yeah, get help. Get yeah, get help. They should have done that. He was trying to save his family grief because he thought her body would. Yeah, exactly. He had no clue, and it was really lucky that the van was caught on that Red, White, and Bethune's video camera thing. Okay, so here we go. Here's what I think. I think that he tried to end her life by he said that she slipped and fell on. I think he picked up a rock and bashed her in the head with it. Sorry to be graphic. Thinking that she was going to die when he did it. Or maybe he just did it out of anger and, you know, after he did it, didn't know what to do. There's no way she slipped and fell and hit her head on a rock. I think when he hit her with the rock, she didn't die, but instead had probably some sort of brain injury. So if you have a brain injury and you're still alive, you probably can't talk. You're probably making all sorts of, odd noises like, pain. So he took her to the fire that he talks about, and he says that he spooned her next to the fire and that she kept waking up in pain. I think when he was spooning her by the fire, he was hoping that she would naturally pass away during the night. And he says, well, that she kept waking up. She kept saying she was in pain. And da 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 da. That's true to an extent. I'm sure he woke up several times in pain, but probably was so injured she couldn't communicate what exactly was going on. So when he's spooning her next to the fire, thinking, oh, I'm going to hold her and she'll pass away in her sleep. The next morning comes and she's alive. So, what did he have left to do instead of calling for help or getting help or driving for help? He decided to strangle her to death and leave her there. And that's what I think happened. I bet he didn't even make a fire. I wonder they did. There was remnants of a fire. Very annoying, those noises of her in paint, right? hmm I think she really injured by the head injury. Let's see. There's got to be her autopsy results. Let's see. Gabby. Okay, let's see if I can find a shorter version. Okay. All right. I'm picking a random video. Let's hope it's not full of BS. Okay.
Teton County, Wyoming coroner. After a detailed investigation by our forensic pathologist, our anthropologist, and local law enforcement, with assistance from the FBI, the Teton County Coroner's Office is following the following verdict. In the manner of death of Gabrielle Lenora Petito, we find the cause and manner to be death by strangulation, and manner is homicide. By Wyoming state statute, only the cause and manner of death are released. Their autopsy findings and photographs and that sort of material is not released by state statute. And I'll be glad to entertain some questions at this time.
Okay, so that's just the cause of death. I'm pretty sure that she had a. Let's see what this one is.
Gabrielle Gabby
Oh, that's
Petito
bad.
was reported
Pretty sure that she had blunt force trauma to the head. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see.
missing on September 11th, 2021, 10 days after her fiance and traveling companion Brian Laundrie returned home to Florida from the couple's road trip, alone. On September 19th, her remains were found in the Bridger-Teton National Forest in Wyoming. The story garnered national media attention in missing fiance's whereabouts, then went missing. It had an almost made-for-TV component in love with nature folded. It was Wyoming as they were driving. Petito's parked. Petito's remains were discovered on those same campgrounds. When Brian Laundrie first refused to talk to investigators, there was much speculation about what happened to Gabby Petito and great suspicion of it. And his evasive behavior after her disappearance only increased those as a homicide. One clue that there may have been trouble in the couple's on August 12th for the girl. On September 20th, the day after Gabby Petito's removal, the coroner on how Gabby Petito was murdered. Renowned forensic pathologist Dr. Michael Bodden told Fox News that the fact that no new information about the cause of death was being released was unusual. Bodden speculated that the delay could have been because authorities wanted to make sure they weren't missing anything or making any mistakes.
I think the FBI and they are being super careful, which just delays releasing a lot of information that was known immediately.
On October 12th, who announced that the cause of Gabby Petito's said that she had been left in the wilderness for 3 or 4 weeks. Of her body, Blue would not elaborate and only said that she had been left in the wilderness for 3 or 4 weeks. Nor would he explain how he concluded that the 22-year-old had been strangled. He also would not clarify whether he thought Petito was strangled by someone's hands or with an object, saying that by Wyoming state statutes, only the cause and manner of death are released. Blue also pointed out the nationwide media attention that people who are involved in domestic violence, and it's unfortunate that these other deaths did not get as much coverage as this one.
I swear she had blunt force trauma to the head. I'll have to do some more digging for that. There's the final results. Autopsy report. I'll dig for that. I have a lot that I want to talk about when it comes to all of this. I just need to get it all together so I'm not just randomly clicking shit. He had so much time to get her proper help. Yep. Yep. And if she fell, air quotes, then why would he even hesitate to get help? And he kept saying he didn't want to leave her there. She didn't want to be left alone. But I've seen a lot of people who have parked in the same place they parked and walked across what they call a spread creek to where her body was. It's not that far. But I don't know. If they were hiking at night, where was their flashlights? I mean, couldn't he have seen his way back to the van? Wait, what? Willow? Hey, Winky. You got a new avatar. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, very Hallmark after school special. They made it all about him being a mental case, start to finish, and her a saint. Not sure I'd buy all that. After all, she was with him for a while. What? What part are you not buying? I will not watch the Lifetime movie that they actually made on it. I can't stand that. Mm-mm-mm. Hold on. I'm a squirty. What? Put my old lady bleeding out, but I can get her back to the. Yeah, right? Something. He could have done something. He could have done a lot of things. He could have not killed her. How about that? He hit her in the head with a rock, which is what I think he did. Anyhow, that's really all I wanted to talk about was the new footage and what I think about that. The footage. I don't know. I feel like she was trying to calm him down, buy some time, whatever. Anyways, any final thoughts, guys, before I head out? I appreciate you guys coming. I know this isn't as exciting as a shit show, but kind of shit showed out right now. You're welcome, Spooky Girl, anytime. I have a lot I would like to say about all this, and I cannot wait for her parents to take the Laundries to trial because what they did to that family is straight up bullshit. I believe that at least the mom knew full and well that Gabby was dead somewhere. I think that when Brian wrote that little note on, the 8-page note, he had no idea that the van was going to be seen or that they would even find her body. So, anyways, we'll talk more about this time. I've got lots of clips to play, all of that. Yes, so very sad. Yes. I don't know. The Gabby Petito case will be one of those cases that are always just like close to my heart. You know what I'm saying? Did you watch the movie? The ending was toned down. I cannot with the remakes. I don't like those. I refuse to watch them. I didn't even watch the Jodi Arias one. I think your theory is correct. I really think that's what happened. Like, I feel it in my gut. I feel it in my gut. That is what happened. He hit her. She didn't die. So he had to give her a mercy killing. It's bullshit. His mom totally knew. Yeah, she did. And I think that's another thing that's going to come out in this court thing is that she wrote something. I think the cover of it said burn after reading. Who are you, French TV? He was banking on animals. Yeah. He didn't think anybody was going to go back there and find her. Rev, Rev, we were. And then you started coming at me for no reason. You're calling me all kinds of names. I was pretty hurt too, Rev, when you did that shit. So tell me you're sorry and you'll never do it again and I'll unblock you. Because you said you would never come to my channel anyways and how much you hated my channel. I think he did, though, Spooky Ghoul. I think he did spoon her because he thought that she was going to die in her sleep. So he was spooning her um, to sort of, I don't know, give her comfort while he thought she was going to die during the night. That's what I think. So young, so beautiful, never the chance to have. I know she isn't. Her face and her personality just shine. They just shine right through all this mess. I thought that was you, Jackson. Good Lord. Okay, so I've got to run errands. God, that guy's a fucking. Oh my God. It is very sad. There's more though. Like I said, her parents have filed suit. I cannot wait. I hope that the laundries pay for what they did because they did have a hand not in murdering her, but by not helping police or anybody, especially the family that they blocked, would not talk to. I think he straight up killed her and the rest is bull. It could be, but we'll never know. We'll never know. All right, guys, I do have to go. I think I'm going live tomorrow. I'll have to see. I've got some stuff to do. Queen time. Woohoo! I appreciate you guys for coming in and listening to me ramble on about the Gabby stuff. And I will be doing more about it later. And thank you guys. And have a great afternoon and the rest of your day. Peace out. Bye, guys.